The China Report for Thursday, April 25, 2013. 21 dead in Xinjiang terrorist clash. A violent clash between suspected terrorists and authorities in northwest China's Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region has left 21 people dead, including 15 community workers and police officers and 6 of the suspects, local authorities said on Wednesday. The attacks happened around Tuesday noon in a town of Basu County, Kashgar Prefecture, some 1,200 kilometers southwest of Urumqi, regional capital of Xinjiang. 3 community workers discovered suspicious individuals and knives in the home of a local resident. They then reported the situation to their supervisors via phone, but were seized by the suspects who had been hiding in the house. Police officers and community officials from the township rushed to the scene, but were attacked and killed by the suspects, who also killed the 3 community workers they had seized earlier and burned the house. Other police officers who arrived at the scene shot the suspects and got the situation under control. 2 other people from the authorities were also injured in the clash, and 8 terrorist suspects were captured. An initial investigation has indicated that the suspects are all terrorists who were planning on violent attacks. Further investigation into the case is underway. China calls planned U.S.-Japan drills provocative. China says Japan's decision to participate in joint military exercises with the United States will not dampen its resolve to defend its claim to a disputed island chain that has been a recurring source of tension between the Asian neighbors. In reference to the joint drills, planned for June, Chinese Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Hua Chunying said foreign pressure cannot sway China from protecting its territorial sovereignty in the East China Sea. For any related provocative actions, the Chinese government will maintain a resolute response, Hua was quoted by Reuters as saying during a regular media briefing. On Tuesday, patrol craft from the 2 countries squared off in a game of ocean-going chicken near the disputed islands, known by Japan as Senkaku and to China as Diaoyu. Australia and China sign agriculture deal. In 2011-12, the total value of Australian agricultural, fisheries and forestry exports to China was about $7 billion, up from $3.4 billion in 2009-10, with Australia importing $1.5 billion worth of agricultural imports from China, an increase of 8.2% from the previous year. The new deal is valued at $7 billion for 2013 and beyond. There has been growing purchases of ag by China from the US and other Western countries. There are specific opportunities for farms to sell organic foods and other products to a growing consumer base in China. The 3 must-nots in China. The days of belt-tightening are finally here. China's latest fiscal data shows that in the first quarter of this year, its public revenues grew by only 6.9%, down 7.8 percentage points from a year earlier. In March, central government revenues even fell by 5.2% year-on-year, a dip after 5 months of growth. By contrast, China's public expenditures increased by 12.1% in the first quarter. The growth in spending is outstripping the rise in revenues. These numbers are to be expected, as China's economy is slowing down after years of growth at breakneck speed. Since reforms began, the government has from time to time seen its revenue growth slacken, most notably after China joined the World Trade Organization. But this time is different. China faces a turning point and no one should hope to wait out the hard times. Instead, the relevant government departments should take the opportunity to increase budget transparency and accelerate fiscal and tax reforms. Solutions? 3 things China must do. 1. It must not levy improvised fees and charges on businesses and residents that amount to a tax hike. 2. The government must beware the danger of budget deficits. 3. The mass printing of money must stop. The dramatic growth of the Chinese economy over the past decade plus has caused potential problems down the road. Hot money has flowed into projects that have little immediate returns. That's the China Report for today. Zaijian.